So this week we are doing the social justice vlog, and this is something that's near and dear to me. So I'm going to try to be as brief and as concise as possible. But before we can talk about social justice, we need to understand what values are, what ethics are, what morals are. And so values, as the article states, values are principles and standards that guide how people perceive and evaluate themselves relative to global society. So when I think about that, I laugh because all of our morals and values are different. And so often we find that sometimes we value our lives more than the next person. And so with that being stated, it takes me into the aspect of social justice counseling, which to me is recognizing the impact of oppression, privilege, and discrimination on the mental health of individuals. And those are three major words in society, historically and currently: oppression, privilege, and discrimination. And the only thing that we really talk about is discrimination. We really don't talk about oppression and privilege, but that's for a different type of Um, now, the goal of social justice and advocacy is, to me, is promoting the equal distribution of power and resources through advocacy and through counseling. So my personal golden rule of counseling would be, it could be me. It could be me. And so as far as participating in self-care while being an advocate, one of the major things that I have to really work effortlessly on is debriefing with my colleagues, debriefing with my supervisor, because there are instances where I get very deep into the it could be me, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't right. The system right now, as we're working in it, is designed to disenfranchise this individual. And so it's up to me to advocate for this individual as someone who is truly working to understand the culture, because it's important to understand that just because we may know people of different ethnicities, races, religions, what have you, that doesn't mean we understand their culture. Now, relative to the word and a spiritual quotation that supports social justice, we need to turn to Proverbs 31, verses 8 and 9, which says, open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and the needy. And so most people would say, oh, the poor and the needy, those that are economically disenfranchised. No, those that are mentally, physically, socially, and economically disenfranchised. And that's what social justice advocacy is all about. It's about making sure that we're putting the person first. This is client-centered care. Now, as for me, social justice and counseling simply means that I work effortlessly to ensure that individuals are adequately understood and well informed. And I think that's one of the major things that really bothers me, is that we commonly, everyday individuals, we don't truly work to understand identities and individual, group, and universal identities. And I think that for me, that's going to be something that I really put into practice, is to understand the three identities and to determine if my client is functioning as an individual or if my client culturally is functioning under the umbrella of collectivism. And this is my social justice vlog.